Servus Männer, it's Red Pill Germany again. A lot can be read and heard in the Western media at the moment about disinformation from Russia. Well, this time they don't need to use disinformation. This time Russia can achieve maximum effectiveness, by just publishing the truth. And that is, of course, today's topic for this brief little talk. It is all over the news in Germany. It is the leaked audio tape, an audio recording of a secret conversation among officers of the German Luftwaffe. And the topic of discussion was the delivery and the use of the Taurus cruise missile system, delivery from Germany to Ukraine. Then they discussed about training the Ukrainians and making sure, of course, that it doesn't look like as if Germans were involved, directly at least. So they discussed their options there, and also the political situation and the political backing for this plan was also a topic of discussion among these Luftwaffe, so Air Force officers. In today's talk, I want to briefly summarize the talk that was recorded and leaked by either an internal informant or something, or maybe a Russian spy network or some agency. And then I will give you my opinion on the whole affair, of course. Okay, so let's start. First of all, this was a online meeting. It wasn't a face-to-face meeting. It was an online meeting via WebEx. So not Microsoft Teams at least, but WebEx. So a commercial, I think, commercial meeting software for these online meetings. Okay, so I'm no expert in cybersecurity or something like that, but that the German Luftwaffe is discussing such a sensitive issue via such an open software, you can draw your own conclusions from that fact. And I don't know how, but somehow the Russians had the capability to record that. They were informed probably that this would be discussed right now, or they just have the capability of eavesdropping on a broad range of internal communication within the German military, which is of course also quite the shock, I would say. It doesn't surprise me, but it's obviously, it's a fact right now. That's the world we live in. Okay. So, just for some background information, Ukraine has stated over and over again that they want these cruise missiles from Germany. You might know that the French, they have this Scalp system, and the British, they have this Storm Shadow system that they also delivered already. And a very interesting scoop here, the German officers, I think they did a little more than just indicate it, but they basically stated that the French and especially the British, they have boots on the ground in Ukraine, so to speak, in order to support or even facilitate fully the targeting procedure and all the activity that needs to go into that the cruise missile is really hitting its mark. So again, I'm no expert on that, but this whole guiding operation is something that the Ukrainians do not do by themselves. Either they were not trained or they're unable to do it, but it's British forces or operatives that are making sure that these Storm Shadow systems are really hitting their mark. Okay, and the Germans said that they don't want to do that, they cannot do that. There is a clear red line from the chancellor, and they also actually discussed that it's a funny story, but it really sheds some light about how horrible the situation is in Germany when it comes to expertise and communication with these military issues. It was reported that a journalist that is close to the chancellor got the information that the Taurus system is not even functional, from a guy in uniform. And that's a quote from the transcript. So a guy in uniform told this journalist, who then probably told it to the chancellor or something, that the Taurus system isn't even capable or working, functional. And that the chancellor might, or the media might believe that, and they might publish an article saying, oh, this is the reason why the chancellor is hesitating. He is hesitant because the Taurus system doesn't even work. The people, the officers of the Luftwaffe that were recorded there, they said this is nonsense. Of course, this Taurus system works, and this is not the reason why the chancellor is hesitant. It is because I assume he doesn't want Germany to be directly involved into military action against Russia. And so far, just a little reminder, it started all with the delivery of a couple of helmets, after the special operations started. And then it was like shrapnel protection vests, and then it was like smaller arms, and then it was shells and ammunition, and then it was reconnaissance vehicles, anti-aircraft vehicles, then it was battle tanks and howitzers or artillery, and then we said no planes, and now Germany is discussing, after what Donald Trump had said about supporting NATO members who don't pay enough for the military. Some people want German nukes now. Not for Ukraine, for the time being at least, but we're discussing now, should we get our own nukes now? Okay. So this is how it escalated within 2 years only, and here we are. And so now let's get to the point a little bit. So they were, in this meeting, they were preparing or brainstorming, debating how they should prepare a meeting with the Minister for Defense in Germany, because he wants to know what the options are for destroying the bridge between the Crimean Peninsula and the mainland, basically, this Crimean bridge. It had been under attack before, and now they discuss like how many of these Taurus systems do we need? What is the air defense situation there? How can we get the Ukrainians to do this themselves? How can we train them? How can we make it look like that we weren't involved? So they were discussing inviting them over, the Ukrainian staff, or the Ukrainian soldiers, that is, and have them trained by the manufacturer. They also said that the mounting system for the cruise missile system is not the German responsibility. The Ukrainians should take care of this by themselves, and all these details. So they were really in detail, brainstorming and planning what needs to be done in order to blow up this Russian bridge. And you probably know what that means, but just for the sake of this video, let me spell it out again. The German Luftwaffe is directly planning to attack soft civilian targets within Russia. Okay, let that sink in. Yeah, and then they're claiming that there is a red line and we're not involved in this conflict. That's nonsense. German Luftwaffe is planning in detail how to blow up a civilian target in Russia. That is against our law in Germany. Yeah, it is illegal to plan for an attack war, basically, or Angriffskrieg, as we say. That's illegal. Yeah, our basic law, as far as I know at least, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am, it forbids these kinds of things. Yeah, and this is how weasel-like and sneaky they are. Like they're saying, oh, it wasn't us, it was the Ukrainians. We just gave them the weapons and then we taught them how to use them, and maybe we need to send some staff to make sure they really hit the bridge because it's a complex target and not a simple target, and maybe we should just try first on some ammunitions depot there on Crimea. And they're planning attacks on Russia. This is absolutely insane. And just to be frank and open here, I think it's a good thing that the Russians leaked this. And by the way, mainstream media in Germany, they were quick to report about this leak, and they all said that because, of course, we know that there is a lot of new technology now available. I mean, is it KI? Is it some deep fake or something? No. All the sources say that this is real. The Luftwaffe also doesn't deny that this is real. Let me say this very clearly. I should have said that earlier, maybe in the video, but just to be very clear on this one, nobody denies the truthfulness and the authenticity of this recording. Yeah, this was a WebEx meeting. It took place. One of the guys was from Singapore even on this WebEx call. I don't know what he was doing there, but nevertheless. So this is what they are scheming. This is what they are planning right now. So, I mean, does Russia really need any disinformation campaigns or lies? They can just record and publish the truth. And that is bad enough for the Germans right now. I mean, where does it end? And it's very clear, I think, what would happen if I don't think Germans would go through with this now, but if the German military really had done such a thing, yeah, we would be a directly involved party in a war, and we would have been the aggressors. Yeah, I don't have to tell you, with the push of a button, the Russians can destroy London, Paris, Berlin, and many other European capitals. There is no way to stop these weapons they have. There is no chance. They're very fast and very destructive. And yeah, once they push the button, we're done. And this is the bear that they're poking right now. Absolutely insane. And for what? For what? Me as a German, I think I can say that the loss of territory is not a nice thing, but it's not the end of your people. If you really want to make the case that they are the Ukrainians, that they are an ethnicity or a people or something like that, the Ukrainian people, yeah. When I have to decide between soil and blood, I think I would always choose blood. And that's what the Germans did in the past. And we're still here, we're still around, even though the western half of Poland, I think you all know where this is going. But maybe at some point one should think about how much blood, how many young men are you really willing to sacrifice for a couple of square kilometers. Yeah, and this is what I want to end this video with. I hope you have been informed now about the secret plans of the German Luftwaffe to strike civilian targets in Russia. Yeah, let that sink in. Give me your opinions in the comment section down below. Stay safe. Servus, Kameraden.